Hi guys, so I've been asked to explain how to do main menus, well any sort of menu really, and I've already done a menu in the Witch Hunt game, which is downloadable at store.sonusinteractive.co.uk. So I thought instead of making something new, I'd just explain and talk through how the Witch Hunt menu works. So straight away we will go to our init object.
Level 1, Level 2 menu selection 1 of 3. Main menu selection.
So menu selection is our init object, and on this init object creation,
use event delete list, delete all other game objects.
Straight away we delete all other game objects, and the reason for this is because this is where we return to if the player dies, so it essentially clears the game. The next thing we do,
set text to speech volume to 100.
Is pretty self-explanatory. After that,
set text to speech word ratio to 280.
So that's 280 words per minute.
Load text new game into TTS channel 0.
So the next things we do is load new game and load game into TTS channels 0 and 1. And this is the things we'll be cycling through with our up and down arrows.
Load audio music with file audio intro title music.on.
So now what we do is we load a few audio files in. One's for the main menu music that plays in the background. Then the next one is the main menu title.
Load audio title with file audio intro title.on.
So the title's just the game's name that's going to play a few seconds after the music starts.
Load audio confirm with file audio intro confirm bell.on.
And this is just a sound for when we press a button. So just when we press new game or load game. And then in this creation event, we'll start playing the background music at a low volume at 0.2.
Play music at 0.2 volume. Wait for 5 seconds.
And then it waits for 5 seconds, and then it will create a title object.
Create a title.dat object.
So the title object is essentially just going to play the title, and then on its audio finished, it sets a variable to say, I've played the title, and now you can scroll and select an option. So we will go now and have a look at this menu selections up pressed.
Up. Used event if list if local variable can scroll equals 1 then.
So the first thing, we've got everything encapsulated in a local variable condition to check if can scroll equals 1. I could have had it can scroll equals true, but I sometimes do just use a 1 and 0. So to begin with, it's set as 0, and when the title plays and it reaches its audio finished event, it will set this to 1, meaning it then gives the player control of cycling up and down. When it's loud, so let's pretend that we now can scroll equals 1 and we can take control. When we press up,
increase local variable selection by 1.
It increases that local variable, and we essentially have an index. Up and down increases your selection index, and then when you press 1, it looks at what that index is, what that variable is. After that,
if local variable selection is greater than 1, then set local variable selection to 0, and if.
So essentially what this bit is doing is, if it's greater than 1, it sets it back to 0. This is in case we press up too many times and then it goes out of range, it sets it back to 0. So essentially 0 and 1 selection variable are going to relate to new game and load game. And so if we take it above, so if it goes new game, load game, and then it goes one more above, it'll go back down to new game.
If local variable selection equals 1, then play TTS channel 1, and if.
So that's pretty much just saying, after you've pressed up and it's increased, if the selection equals 1, play TTS channel 1. Which I think was
used events list,
load game.
Down, up, pressed, and if.
So if selection equals 1, play load game.
Creation not select up, if, and if. Play if list, and if. Play if local variable selection equals 0, then.
Okay, and then next is if it equals 0,
play TTS channel 0,
which will be new game.
And if.
and that's the up and the down. Does
Play TTS up down. Used events list. Down pressed.
pretty much the same, except it subtracts selection by 1,
Subtract list. Subtract local variable selection by 1.
and then it checks if it's below 0, and if it is, it sets it back to 1, again doing the cycle but in the opposite direction. And on the button 1 press event for this menu selection object,
button used events list, but if list set local variable can scroll to 0 not selected. If local variable
okay, so
stop set if local variable can scroll equals 1 then.
so the first thing it does again is it checks that we have control if can scroll equals 1, and then it actually it sets that same variable to 0 afterwards.
Set local variable can scroll to 0.
And the reason for that is once we've pressed our button and we've pressed new game or load game, we don't want to then be able to scroll while it's doing anything else, while it's stopping the audio, while it's creating, while it's playing the confirm audio. That's it. Once we've pressed the button, we want control to be lost again.
Stop audio.
So then it stops the audio, so this will stop the background music.
Create a mmconfirm.dat object.
And the mmconfirm object is just a what's created when you press, it's just a sound effect really that just plays the bell, and then in the confirm object it will check what the selection is and then progress the game accordingly. New game, start everything new, load game, load the game.
End if.
Okay, and then so let's go to the title object, which is created 5 seconds after startup.
Title. Tree view. Menu selection 1 on 3 level 2. Title 2 on 3 level 2.
So what this has is just a creation and audio finished event. In the creation event,
create used events list creation. Play title list. Play title at 1 volume.
it just plays the title, and that's all it does, which will be the witch hunt sound. And then once that audio is finished,
audio used events list creation not selected. Audio finished not selected. Set play TTS channel 0.
this plays TTS channel 0, which is I can remember it'll be new game. So it will start some music, the title will play, and then it'll say new game, meaning it's telling you what your current selection in the menu is. And it also sets the can scroll on
set local list. Set local variable can scroll to 1 on menu selection.
So that sets the local variable on the menu selection object to 1. And then it destroys itself.
TTS channels, destroy self.
And that's the end of the title. The title's played its role. So now moving on to the mmconfirm.
mmconfirm. Tree view. Create. Used events list. Play mmconfirm at 1 volume.
All the mmconfirm object does on creation is play the bell audio.
Audio used events list. Or if local variable selection equals 0, then on menu selection.
So in the audio finished, now it just checks to see what the selection is. If it equals 0, then we know we've selected new game. We've pressed 1 and confirmed our selection at new game. And what that will do then is it will create
creation not creation audio create list create an intro message dot that object.
It will then progress the game by creating an object called intro message, which is essentially the introduction to the game starting, and then
end if.
Closes it with an end if. And then on the audio finished,
audio fin
we are on the audio finished, so of course we are. And that's pretty much how the menu system works. And then so once when the
tree view used event delete all other game objects.
So this is the intro message object. The first thing it does is delete all objects, which will get rid of all those objects that we used for the main menu, because we don't need them anymore. Clear up that resource, and we don't have to worry about making sure that they don't interact with the game when we don't want them to. And that's pretty much as simple as making a menu has to be. Let's give it a run and show you how it works.
To run list delete all other game objects. Close debug mode button.
So that's the background music playing 5 seconds. There's the title. And then once the title finishes on its audio finished event, it plays TTS channel 0, new game. And then our up and down, now that we have control, because after the title audio finished fired, it will have set our can scroll variable to 1, meaning we now have control of the up and down keys.
W W S S S S W W W S S
And press 1 and that'll make our confirm button.
1.
And there we have it. This is now the intro message playing. And that's where we'll end this tutorial. Thanks very much, guys.